Minasan konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. We've got a few days before I have to go to America. Today was my last day of kindergarten. Tomorrow I have a party still though, and then I'm pretty much done with work, and I have just a couple days before I have to leave for America after that. So I don't have a lot of time. It's getting dark, but I still would like to do the review of this van. We're almost supposed to be 1 year review, or like 3 months over it already. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm gonna turn the video if I can, if it'll work. Okay, so here's what we got going here. I am showing 22,500 kilometers so far on this van, and I charged up to 100% today, and we've traveled 28.7 kilometers so far, and we are showing 63% already. We're using the heater a lot. It's cold now. Right now it's 8 degrees, which isn't bad, but this morning it was really cold in the morning. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm backward driving now, so I can't show the dashboard, but you saw that 22,500 kilometers, pretty much. 501 showing right now. Let's see here. Out of eco mode, I'm showing 82 kilometers. In eco mode, 86 kilometers. Like I said, we've been using the heater a lot. It's been cold. One thing I found out with this van, in the wintertime, the range goes way down. At 80%, I can easily only get 60 kilometers per charge of range on this car. That's it. Per charge, 60 kilometers range at 80% in the wintertime. If you're using the heater full time, and with the regen is next to nothing pretty much. They really cut your regen down. I'm at 62% and I still don't have access to full regen on this car. They're very careful about the battery on this car. So when it's really cold, you have very little regen that you're allowed to use. And then on top of that, with the battery, when the battery's cold, what little bit of juice you're able to put into it, it takes, twice as long to get any kind of charge out of it. So it's pretty much 0% regen with just braking stuff. It's not going to work. If you're going down a long hill, maybe something out of that, but just typical everyday braking at lights and things like that, it's just not it's not good enough in the wintertime. So yeah, I'm getting about 60 kilometers max range on 80%. I can't remember what we got on 100%, so that's why I charged up to 100% last night. So I won't be able to tell you until maybe at the end of this video what we're looking at for range at 100% charge in the wintertime. Let's see. Sorry about the mess in the van. Like I said, we've been working, and I think it's been almost a month, almost 4 weeks now since I've been able to clean it out. I usually clean it when I'm not so busy. At the end of the week, I'll pull the Chelsea Stout, all the blankets out, wash the blankets, vacuum the inside, and hopefully get it washed at the same time, get it all cleaned up. But we haven't been able to do that for almost 4 weeks now, so it's a little messy inside and out, but it's our work vehicle, so I think it's okay. We get a pass on that since we use it for work. Let's see. We took it on that trip to Kyoto back in the summertime, and the only mistake I made is maybe choosing the hottest time of the year to take it on a long trip. But we were able to do it. And one thing I found out was the exceptionally good range I was getting when the battery is warm. When the battery is warm, I can get really good range on this car. I think on this van I still do as far as range go, a little bit better than the people with the 24 kilowatt hour Leafs in America or UK do. Still, because of the slower speed limits and it just kind of country we live in, I do get just a little bit better range than a 24 kilowatt hour Leaf even in other countries. So the range on this vehicle is quite good in the summertime, and with our infrastructure, it's no problem to take a trip like we did, even on the highways. Like I said, the only mistake I made was choosing the hottest time of the year, and the battery in this van doesn't cool easily. I don't know if the Leaf is any better. I doubt it. I've never done that long of a trip even in a Leaf yet. I keep saying, sorry about that. It's a problem with the kind of cars we have. The Nissan cars do not offer a battery management system, BMS system, like the Teslas do. So the drawback is in the summertime, you can overheat the battery to the point where it's not going to let you charge anymore until the battery cools to a certain point. We ran into that problem almost. I never had the car block me from charging, but I didn't like getting the battery too hot, so I was, doing everything I could to keep it from getting any hotter, and so I had to sit and wait every time I got on the way home. Every time I got to a rest stop, I had to sit and wait like an hour for the battery to cool a bit. Then I plug it in and it'd heat up again. So I'd let it sit a little bit more after charging it, and then we go. And while we're on the trip, luckily it was cooling down. I get down to like 1 bar before I got back to the next place, and it was just boom, boom, boom like that. So in the summertime, right peak summertime, when you're dealing with 90-some degree weather, it's going to be rough on the battery. It heats up pretty quick. However, what I'll say about it though is you don't have that kind of battery heating problem on a Tesla or other cars that have a BMS system. However, with the Teslas, what you have is a very volatile battery. The kind of chemical they use in those batteries, that's why they have a BMS system. They have a terrible thermal runaway problem with those batteries. I think they're cobalts or something like that, or lithium cobalt batteries, or whatever they're called. And that's why they had to use a BMS system on those, and that's a very expensive system. That's another reason why those cars are pricey, and that's why Nissan wanted to leave the BMS system out of the Leaf and the e-NV, because it would just jack the price even more on the vehicles, and you lose a certain amount of power in the wintertime with those BMS systems anyways, keeping the batteries warm and stuff. It drains the battery for that as well. Tesla's been having some problems. They've had a few cars, you've seen the videos, a few cars have caught fire because of the BMS system being malfunctioning or something. We don't have that problem. So we have a problem with the batteries getting too hot in the summertime, but we don't have to worry about thermal runaway. Our batteries, I don't think there's been a Leaf just through just natural occurring thermal runaway problem. No, maybe I don't even know if there's been a Leaf in a car accident where the battery's gone crazy and caught fire. I don't think so. With Tesla, this happened a few times. But even without any kind of car accidents, there's been some Teslas out there who have just caught fire because of the battery management system malfunctioning. So I think the Nissan battery, and we're finding out now, we've had the Leaf has been out since 2010. It's been out longer than the Teslas, Model S's at least, and we're finding out that these batteries are quite good. A lot of people said they were inferior. The chemical that they were using was inferior to the Tesla, so it wouldn't last as long. And we're finding out these batteries are quite durable, and also they just last a long time. They're doing great. My Leaf, we are at 3 years almost. We're really close to 3 years of use on it, and I'm still at full 12 segs on battery health. The battery health still looks really good. It comes down a little bit in the wintertime, but it's still looking really good, the battery health on that car. And I'm still doing really good on range on that car. Haven't seen it drop yet. I'm holding steady. I did do a check a little while back, and yeah, it's a little harder to keep the same range that I got when it was brand new, of course, because the battery did drop a bit since it's been brand new. But I'm able to do it. It is possible. I am getting the same range on that car as when it was brand spanking new. This car too, I've had it for a little over a year now, and I'm still pulling off the same numbers I was pulling in the last winter time. They're not any lower. The numbers are holding steady. So this battery is doing really well. So even though it's only a 24 kilowatt hour battery in this big stinking vehicle, we're doing great. How often do we charge? When we do 100% charge during the week with work, we use this for work. How often do we charge a week at 100% charge? I think at the most 3 times. It's like every other day we have to charge this van when we do 100%, and that's using it for work. That's really impressive. These cars were made, the batteries were actually, they were intending these vans to be charged like constantly. Like you go out, you run it for work, and wherever you go, you plug it in, and when you get back to where you go, like if you're using a flower shop and you're using it for deliveries, every time you get back, you plug it in, and just, they were thinking it was just going to be constantly charging this battery all the time because it's a work vehicle, and that's what you do, because it's only a 3-year lease in most countries, and that's how it was designed. It was a 3-year lease. You're going to be charging the crap out of the battery all the time, so you can do your errands when you need to, and you deliver groceries or flowers, whatever you're using it for. And we don't do that. We don't even have to. We don't have that problem. We use it for work, and not just work, but after work, we use it for our personal use every day. Going grocery shopping like we are right now, and things like that, running errands like we are right now as well. And so every other day we charge it, and wintertime I'm charging either 80 to 100. Yeah. This past week was 80%, wasn't it? Today's the first day that we've charged to 100%. A couple weeks ago we were doing it every time 100%, and I was enjoying that, because when you charge to 100%, it's really quite doable even in the wintertime. We can use it a lot before we have to charge it again. But like I said, we have an awesome infrastructure. I have chargers everywhere. If I have to, I can still plug in. But I haven't been using the chargers. Kind of wasting my money, but I'd rather have those cards than not. You know, I've talked about this program before. We have an awesome program, excellent program with these cards, that when you buy the card, you get this card if you want it. If you want it. It's an option. This card is $15 a month, 1,500 yen a month. And with this card, I get access to all Nissan chargers for, you know, as much as I want to use them at all Nissan dealerships. And what I also get is the concierge service that I've shown you that, where I can push a button, contacts an operator, and I can have them program my Navi, have them call roadside assistance if I need it, like a flat tire or the battery does go dead, which has never happened. Lock my keys. Well, I guess I wouldn't be able to access the operator, but I mean, operator for like things like that, or help. I need to find someplace, help me find it, and they program the navigation system for it. It also covers what we call a shock-in over here. We have to do a shock-in with a new car after we have 3 years, and we do a shock-in after that every 2 years. And that $15 a month will get me, will cover the shock-in for the first time, the first shock-in, which is very expensive. Those shock-ins are government inspections of these cars, and it's about $1,500 per inspection, and it covers the whole inspection except for the insurance I have to also purchase. It doesn't cover the insurance, but it covers the inspection and everything like that. So the $15 cards are really worth it. And then I also on my Leaf I have a, what do we pay for that card? 30. We pay $30 a month for the card on the Leaf, and that card for $30 a month gives me all the stuff, the operator service, the roadside assistance, the same thing with the government inspection. It covers the government inspection after the first 3 years. Also, I get to use any charger out there that's available. I use it, and I don't get charged. It's just automatically, my monthly flat rate covers it. However, you know, when I first got the cars, I was really enjoying using that charger network and trying it out and finding it and stuff. But unless we take trips like we did, like with this van a while back with Kyoto, we don't use them anymore too much, do we, Yuko? Not often, not the quick chargers. When we go to the malls, like we're going to a mall today, there's free little, you know, L2 chargers you can plug into, and we use those. We'll plug in there, you know, so I can preheat the vehicle and not lose any battery and stuff. We use those when we go shopping and stuff, but the quick chargers we don't really use that much anymore. It's kind of a waste of money. I think the last time I used it was when I took this van to Tokyo, and I hit some really bad traffic, and once again, as usual, I left our house like at a low percentage, 50-some%, but it was really bad traffic. So when I got to Tokyo, it was showing like 20-some%, and I was like, I don't want to take my chances. It's holiday season, and it's Obon. I told you about Obon and stuff. So I did charge up at a free charger. It's totally free. You don't even need a card for that one. It's at the city hall. There's a city hall next to Ginza, and you can go there and you can charge up totally for free. You don't even need a card. It's just always free. And I charged up there to 80%. That's the last time I've used that. That's the only time I've used a quick charger in a couple months now. And the Leaf even longer than that. Leaf hasn't been quick charged in a long time. You just don't need to. I was doing it a lot just to try them out and having fun. I was just enjoying all these, I pay for those cards. I felt like I might as well use them. I wasn't charging at home much at that time. I was always charging out, not using my home electricity. But I found we charge both the van and the car almost, because this van every other night, and my wife uses the Leaf quite a bit, so it charges like maybe twice a week. So we're almost every night we're charging one of the vehicles, and our electric bill, really, I haven't seen a huge increase in that. The thing that causes our electric bill to go up is the heating in the house. That's the worst thing that does our electric bill, and it's heating or air conditioning in the summertime. But these cars, I haven't noticed a huge increase at all, a huge spike in my bill. Probably $10 at the most. It's so low I can't even notice it. It doesn't look any different than last month's bill to me. But yeah, these cars are amazing. We're really enjoying them. Pet peeves with this van. Pet peeves would be still bothering me, the seatbelt. I hate this seatbelt. It gets me in my neck every time. There's no adjusters on this car like there is on the Leaf. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. Steering wheel position, I've gotten used to the handle in a different position, but I don't like it when I'm turning. When I'm using the steering wheel, when I'm turning it all, my instrumentation is totally blocked. I have no access to any kind of information. And I know it's not a huge deal, but sometimes I need to remember, or I need to see where I'm at on my gear and stuff, because I'm constantly switching from B to D, my brake mode and drive mode. So it's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine with that. Seat belts in the back, the latches, it's still a real problem for us because we use child seats in every bay for bus time. And it's really hard getting those things. When you got those 3 child seats in there, we don't use in this vehicle those MyFolds. The MyFolds we're using in the Leaf because we do separate vehicles in the afternoon. So in this car we're using standard booster seats, and when you have 3 in a row, the latches are physically underneath the seat. It's so hard to buckle. It's just really bad placement of the seatbelt latches. Anything else you can think of for pet peeves? Any things you can think for pluses? Because you use this van a lot in the morning. I know one of her big pluses she likes about this van is how easy it is to preheat. I know she forgets a lot, but we don't have to use an app. With this van, it's right on our keychain. So while she's brushing her teeth or something in the morning, she can click that thing. The van starts preheating, and it's nice, isn't it? You come out, and it's just nice. The hot seat, the hot steering wheel, the warm heater going. It's just amazing. We love that. It's just so easy having a remote control on our key fob. Oh, I can't turn the heater on right now, babe. Otherwise, it's too noisy. This mic picks it up really bad. I'll turn it on in a few seconds. Anything else? The van, I'm just in love with it. I was a little bit worried about the battery size when I first purchased it. I wanted this car really bad for work. I thought it'd be a good image for my work, especially over here in this country. And I just really like EVs, and I thought this would be great for our running expenses. Low maintenance on this car, just like the Leaf. Very low maintenance, and I don't have to pay for gas. So gas prices are going like this, and that doesn't affect us. And like I said, I can't even see any difference on my electric bill. So it's really like having no running costs almost. So we like that, don't we? That's one big deal. We had that really nice van before us. We loved that van, that Mazda Bongo. It was a camping car that we used for work as well. We loved that car, but it was a terrible gas hog. It was just not good efficiency at all on gas. And we also had to do oil changes quite often because we were using it for work. And so that was expensive. That really was expensive. What were we spending about a little over $300 a month on gas, right? And that's with us just using it most of the time. We didn't even use it after work. We would park it and use the Leaf after work because it was just such a gas hog. We only used it for picking up kids and dropping them off. And even at that, just bare minimum usage. What was it, $300, $350 a month? That's gas alone. Then you got oil changes and regular maintenance and stuff like that. that. This car has been amazing for us. It's just such an amazing. I do pay the $15 a month for those quick chargers, which I hardly ever use. Kind of a waste, but keep in mind that card is also covering my government inspection after 3 years of use, as well as it covers my concierge service, that operator service we have, we can use anytime. So it's not just for charging that card, so that's cool. Let's see, just loving it. I'm loving this car. I use it the most lately. My wife uses the Leaf more, and so that's why when I get a Leaf, I do like freak out. I love the one other pet peeve on this car would be not having cruise control. I love the cruise control on my Leaf. I know by today's standards it's very basic cruise control on the Leaf, but better than nothing at all. And this thing has nothing, and that's a pet peeve. This car needs cruise control. It really does. Oh, should I be turning here, do you think? Probably should. I saw that was traffic line.
I don't know.
So, yeah. Still, I don't know if you remember, I changed the headlights in this car to LED headlights, but I wasn't aware. I didn't know that there was two different types. And these headlights have a fan cooling system, and it's quite noisy. And when the car is quiet as this, that noise is annoying. I'll say that. If you ever get an e-NV, hopefully eventually they'll have a 40 or 60 kilowatt hour version out for you guys over in Western countries. If you ever get one and you change the headlights from halogen to LEDs, make sure you get the LEDs with just the standard the fins on them, the cooling fins. Don't get the fan type. Oh, it'll annoy the heck out of you. That's very annoying. Another reason why the range is low on this car, it's just huge on the inside compared to a Leaf. And so the heater never slows down. It's always going full bore to keep it warm in the wintertime. Something you need to know about as well with that. Yeah, the heater, that's why your range goes down to, like, at the best 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers in the wintertime on 80% charge. I can't fathom what it would be like for you guys over. This is why it doesn't sell in America. UK has it, but I don't think anyone I just can't imagine anybody buying this, the family type, the commercial, not the work type. The work type's a lighter vehicle, so you actually can go a little further on one charge in this car. I can't imagine anybody buying this kind over. They sell it, but I just can't imagine owning it in UK, because UK speeds are higher than over here. Wintertime, your range would be so bad. I'd be surprised you get 40 miles on a 80% charge in the wintertime if you're using a heater. I mean, if you don't mind driving with thick gloves and a heavy jacket, and then maybe you can go further, yeah. But we like comfort, and the only reason why I'm going without right now is so I can talk to you. That's it for now. I'll talk more later. I want to get my head together, and also it's just getting dark, so I will talk more later, guys. Okay, we're at one of our stops we have to make. I'm gonna pick up those T-shirts. I called around. I couldn't find anybody who could do a silk screen quick enough for my trip, and also the price really wasn't huge difference between the silk screen and these sew type. So I'm gonna do the sew type, and I'll give it to you guys at cost, because I can't sell them for a profit anyways because of the Nissan emblem anyways. So it won't. The price will still be pretty good, I think. And I'm gonna ship from America to help keep the shipping down as well. Park the van here for now. I will, when I get back, I'll give you the numbers of what what we did so far, and just to keep the theme of what what this van's like for us using it every day. All right, talk more later, guys. Bye. Back in the car. Let's see, we're at 51%, showing 73 kilometers available out of eco mode. In eco mode, 77 kilometers. Traveled 43.6 kilometers so far altogether, showing 22,515. So it means we've traveled 15 kilometers. What? Battery went dead already. Okay, so showing we've traveled 15 kilometers from our house to here. Everything's going fine. Next place we're heading is do you want to go to Lollaport? Alright, so the next place we're heading is Makohari. Let's get going. Okay, I almost forgot. I've just plugged in the car. She is charging up. at our next location. I forgot to go over the numbers again real quick. This mall is really close to the other mall, so not much of a distance we went. Let's see here. Just plugged it in. Come on, come on. Just plugged it in, showing 46% now. 63 kilometers available. Out of eco mode, in eco mode, 67 kilometers. Traveled 50.8 kilometers total, showing 22,522 now. So 22 kilometers total since we left the house. So yeah, but now I'm just plugged in. I get a free charge here. It's a free charge with the store. There's a store prepaid card, but we don't even have any money on it right now. It's totally the balance is zero on it, but it still activates the chargers here. So cool. So anyways, my battery went dead on my GoPro. I thought I charged it long enough. I didn't, evidently. So I'll have to continue on this phone as well. I'll talk more in a few minutes. Bye, guys. Back in the van, and it's now 8:12, 7 degrees centigrade outside. My GoPro camera, the battery went dead, of course. And according to my phone, my battery's low on this as well. Oh, I'm doing great today for videotaping the video. So I just charged up to 63%. That was only off of 1 hour of charging, so that's pretty good. Plenty of juice to get home, of course it is. I didn't even have to charge. I charged because I wanted to park close to the entrance, and these charging spaces are pretty close to the entrance. And we have 3 200 volt chargers, L2 chargers, 1 L3 charger, and then over here, let me zoom in on it. I don't know if you guys can make that out. It's not focusing. Anyways, you can see there's a thing over here, and behind all those normal cars, non-EV cars, there's more 200 volt chargers, and they're not hooked up yet. That's why no EVs are over there yet. But looks like they have about 10 more chargers. They're going to be available to EVs over here soon, because when I come here, a lot of these times there's people fighting because the plug-in hybrids and the full EV people tend to fight a lot over here. Plug-in hybrids are more, of course, there's more of those than the EVs in this area, and they're just always taking up the spot, and the 100% EV people are always in trouble for charging. So that's cool. They made more chargers available. Nice. Yeah, so we're gonna head out. I was talking to my wife while we were driving on the highway, and I was asking her any ideas of pros and cons about the car, and we really couldn't come up with any more, really. The pros for me are you sit high, there's tons of room. The cons for her are the back seats you're kind of tight. If you're a 6 foot tall person, your knees are probably gonna be hitting the back of the seats in front of you in both the second and third rows, because they don't move back and forth. They're stuck where they are. So yeah, that kind of is a problem. But I like how high you sit. I love the visibility, except for these A-pillars. These A-pillars are a problem. We've had quite a few close calls, because as you can tell from the driver's side, that's horrendous. From here to here, it's totally non-visible. The visibility is just nothing there. And so we've had a couple really close calls with bicycles and with people walking. So that would be a con. Other pros are, I love this inverter. We use it quite a bit. We did a camping trip. We tried camping this car a couple times, and it's wonderful. This thing was made for camping with the heater and the inverter. You don't have to have the engine running to have your heater going all night, and it doesn't bother your battery at all. So you're not going to go dead. The battery's not going to go dead using the heater while you sleep and everything. It's a great vehicle for that. So what, babe?
4 people, but here 3 people. 1.
Yeah. Three in the second row and 1 person here, so it's 4 passengers, and that's not including the seats in the way back, right? Yeah. So it's a very roomy car compared to the Leaf, right? It's really roomy compared to the Leaf. Which do you like for comfort? Do you like the Leaf or do you like the van?
I think Leaf.
Yeah, because the seats are more soft, right? More comfortable.
And this here is warm. The seat is warm too.
Yeah, you're right. I was about to say that. The seat heater, the Leaf has seat heaters in the back. This car does not have seat heaters only in the front. Yeah, only right here in the front are the seat heaters. So yeah, so that's a con for this car, because you don't have seat heaters in the back. If you have passengers, you have to have the heater going pretty much full time. But other than that, this car is doing great. The maintenance is low. The batteries, the health is fine. When I got this car, it kind of had low health on it already. The inventor of Leaf Spy, we were talking to each other through email, private email, and trying to figure out why my battery was showing such a low health for a brand new battery. We never did figure it out. But the good news is I was always getting the range I was supposed to get with this car from the beginning. So I'm assuming something's different with the algorithm on this car, and that's why it's freaking out Leaf Spy. It's not really quite reading it right. But of course, same time, when I came back from my trip, we had the 1-year checkup on this van. They plugged it into the computer at the dealership, and they said, oh, your battery health went down 1 bar. And I said, no, it was already like that. Probably you never checked it from the beginning. So if you checked it from the beginning, it probably would have said that, because I haven't noticed any degradation on Leaf Spy from when I first got the car. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's just weird, but the car is fine. In the summertime, when the battery's warm, on 100% charge, I can get just over 100 miles, like 101, 102 miles on one charge with 100% charge. Like I said, in the wintertime, no, I'm not even close to that. So, I shouldn't have charged. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so sorry. I charged because I wanted to park close, but I forgot I was doing a test with 100% charge. Oopsie. That's a big mistake. It was looking like today I would have gone probably it was looking like 80 kilometers though before I charged. It was saying roughly combined it would be about 80 kilometers on 100% charge. Not good. So yeah, this car, if you're using the heater full time, not good. Summertime, the air conditioning, we're talking about that. Air conditioning is great in this car because you have separate air conditioners, one in the back, one in the front, and they're super efficient. The mileage does not go down much in the summertime when you're using air conditioners. It goes down a little bit, but nothing like wintertime. So that's cool. So summertime, air conditioners do not bother your range. Yeah, wintertime, the heater, you only have this one heater in the front. It's trying to heat the whole car, so it never really slows down. It's a big drain.
Bad.
Yeah. I like the instrumentation on this car. It tells me on my battery. It tells me a whole bunch of stuff on this thing. It'll tell me well, that's your battery temp. You can see it's kind of low today. But it tells you your regenerative braking, what you're getting for kilowatt hours. I'm averaging 41% from since last time I zeroed it out. And this is we got that on the Leaf. I'm only averaging 5.3 because I'm using the air conditioning or the heater so much. And yeah, I like the meter. There's actually more menus, but you can actually you can totally adjust what you want to see here. You can cut stuff out, add stuff in. I cut a whole bunch of stuff out. It doesn't bother me. It's not important to me. I like that. I like the display. I like that it's a very easy to understand display. I love the fact that I can go in and out of brake mode just by tapping here, tap, 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 and it goes in and out of brake mode. That's really nice. So there's a lot of cool features. The van is still holding up great. The battery's doing great. No complaints from us. We don't feel we got ripped off, even though we paid a lot of money for this van. As a matter of fact, I'm just happy I got it. I think it's the best money I've spent. It was a little more expensive up front, but I think it's going to save us money over time. I am planning on holding on to this for at least 6 years, so we'll see how that goes, how I feel in 6 years about this car. But right now, it's doing great. Okay, guys, that is it. It's dark. You can't see me very well, and so I'm going to end it here. I'm sorry. If I forgot anything, ask me in the comment section. And please, if you did like the video of our one year review of this van, please thumbs it up and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you more later. Bye. Great. I just wanted to say one more time real quick. I know I finished up earlier. One more thing real quick. This van is not available in America yet because of the range issues and especially the speeds over there. But I have a feeling real soon here, probably by next year, they'll come out with a bigger battery. And hopefully it'll eventually make it over to America, the e-NV. If it does, even though the range will not be the same as a new Leaf, it'll probably have new Leaf's probably going to be like close to 250 miles on one charge. The e-NV, even with a 60 kilowatt hour battery, you'll be lucky to get close to 200 miles probably with that. But still, at 100 miles on 100% charge, I love this car. I love it, and I really strongly recommend you get looking into it. Hopefully, in the future, a much more standard minivan will come out instead of like a work van that's been customized to a family van. Hopefully, eventually, a more standard, more aerodynamic standard minivan will be made with fully electric. But until then, Nissan right now is the only maker that makes a 7-passenger minivan. And it's really is nice for an EV. I hope to see more EVs in the future this size, with these capabilities, And that was my thoughts on the car so far. So after a year of use, no regrets, 0 regrets. All right. Sorry about that. I forgot about that part. Thank you very much for watching. Bye, guys.